Boom. Hello, hello. Hello. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, still rocking the winter cup, look. Christmassy. It's not over for me. Oh. Slurpy, slurpy. Tonight, we're building a battery again. Isn't that fun? Now, you'll have to bear with, because I think there's a bit of latency, because I'm using a GoPro and it's like for the webcam. And it's still in beta and the software's not great and stuff, and there's a bit of a latency in between. But there's always about flipping 10 minutes latency due to my internet connection anyway, so, you know, it's not going to be great. So if you're asking questions, just give it about 5 minutes for me to answer them. You know what I mean? As usual, if you've been here before, you'll know that. Right, cool. I think I'm live. It says I'm live. It's all good. So, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Yeah. People who know me, if you want to talk to me, you're probably better off just texting me on like WhatsApp or something, or yeah, because you know, it's probably the quickest way to talk to me, other than the YouTube chat, which doesn't really work very well. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna stop just blabbering on now. Give me 1 second. I'm just checking my phone for something. One sec. Right. Okay. Okay, cool. Lovely. Right, so I'm building a battery for another bike, and I'm building a 36 volt this time. So I've been needing to do this battery for so damn long, it's unbelievable. I've been meaning to build this bike. This bike has been like propped up in my bedroom, driving my wife mad for like months and months. So I really need to do it, and now's about the time. So getting on it. I'll quickly show you. It's a rear rack battery this time. It's not a custom build. It's an actual case. So see if I can quickly show you. If I can remember how this bloody thing goes together. So there's the battery case like that. It's got a block on the back as well. That's the bit that the controller fits in there. There's all the gubbins inside. It's fused as well. It's got a 30 amp fuse in it, which is decent. That's the light bit that goes on the back. So there's a light and there's a battery indicator in it and stuff, and the charging port's on there. That's about it really. I think that goes on there like that. But it sits on a rear rack above the back wheel basically. So yeah. Jesus. It's alright. Smashed my foot again. Yeah, so it's it's cool, man. So this is my mock-up of it with all these dead cells in it. So this is my mock-up that I was doing the other day. I'm just seeing how it work. This is one half of it, and there's going to be two of these together, which I'm going to need to link over at one end basically, and then I'm going to fold them and they'll sit together as two blocks like that basically. Yeah, so it's 10S for 36 volt and it's 5p, so 10 cells in parallel, 10 cells in series, sorry, and 5 in each parallel bank. I'm using LG M29s, which are 2,850 milliamp hours. Decent. I think they're about 8 volts or something like that, are they? I don't know. It works out fine anyway for a 36 volt. It's well within. I try to find a balance of capacity really. Capacity versus as you do all the time, capacity versus ampage, ampage is not really a big thing with a 36 volt. For a 250 watt, I mean it's well above what it needs to be basically, so it's all good. But those are the cells I'm using. I do have another one which I'm going to do soon as well, which is one of these. One of these big things, which is, I think it's 100 cells or thereabouts. Maybe it's a bit less. I don't know. I've got 100 cells for it anyway. I've got the 35E Samsung cells to do that one. I'm literally doing that as just a bit of a test, just to build it and see if someone wants to buy it, and if people want to buy it, then maybe I'll build a few of them. It's the same with this bike, really. It's like a ladies' city bike, and I'm building it literally for a street legal UK version, so I can build it and just see if I can sell it for a little bit of profit. Because if I get my head down, I can build the battery and the bike in probably a day and a half, I guess. It's not hard. I took a few hours out this afternoon and literally just started putting the bike together, and it's nearly done. So there's not a lot to it, really. It's quite simple. When, like, unlike my last bike, if anyone was here for the last battery build, unlike my last bike, which is like, oh god, it's just like building a custom battery box is just a bit of a bloody nightmare, really. And that's what took all the time on the last one. It was all the custom bits and pieces and stuff, and it was just like, yeah, it was just a bit, yeah. It's alright, sorry, I'm just checking something. No, that's fine. Right, okay. So yeah, cool. This is it. This is about it. I'm going to undo this. We're going to throw some cells in here. I've got my spot welder going. I'm going to need to remember how to use it because it's been such a bloody long time. It's unbelievable. So we'll see about that. I'm only going to do a quick bit tonight, to be honest. I was just literally thought, oh, I'm going to start that battery. And as usual, I just thought I'm going to start that battery and I'm going to sit down and I might as well stream it as well. So cool. Here's the BMS. Just a tiny little... These little 36 compared to the one I had before, man, it's ridiculous, really. Let's see if I can get that near the camera so you can see it. Or I can read it to you anyway, but still. 10 cell. Charging current 5 amps. Discharge current 15 amps. I went for this one, actually. I bought about 3 different types just to check them out, but I went for this one because it's got an on and off switch with it. The cables for an on-off switch, which the battery box has got as well. So I wanted to kind of utilise that. So that's why I kind of decided to use this one. They're all pretty much of a muchness. 36 volt. I mean, it's not exactly, you're not ripping loads of amps through it, like, you know what I mean? It's 36 volt flipping 250 watt motor. So it's all good. It's pretty straightforward stuff. What I got here, I started cutting up my nickel because when I last did a battery build, most of the battery build I noticed was just me cutting nickel to size. So I thought, you know what, bugger that, I'm just going to cut a load. Hopefully there's enough there. I know there's not enough there, in fact, but hopefully there's most of it there and I can just cut a few bits. Also, bought some silicone, just like thin. It's like 2 mil. Bought a long piece, like a metre, and it's about 50, what? No, 10 centimetres wide, something like that. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I bought it to go in between the 2 packs when I fold them over. Even though I'm going to put some barley paper on and stuff, when I fold them over, just so it's got that bit of silicone sitting in between, basically. So the contacts on either side of the battery are just, you know, fully insulated from each other. So I've just got, it'll be decent actually, just a little bit of silicone just to use on other batteries and stuff as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to pop in between as well. I'm just going to take that on, some caps on tape at the same time, I think. That's my plan at least anyway. Right, in fact, I'm going to leave that tape together and just nail it off to the side, and I'm going to probably populate this one to start with. What I need to do for now, I also, realistically, I should... Yeah, I should... Oh, I suppose I should do it properly, shouldn't I? I should meter all my... I metered a handful of them anyway, but I should meter the batteries before I start building this, really. Which I should have done previously, I know, but I haven't bloody done it, so that's that. Them's the facts. So, just go through and make sure they're all kind of the same voltage. I mean, to be honest, I've bought something. Always buying something, you know what I mean? You know me. I just buy loads of stuff I don't need, generally, but some stuff I do need, and it's quite useful, so, okay. I've bought It was on Indiegogo. It was like a crowdfunded thing, and it is called the Mega Cell Charger. There it is. It does, what is it, 16? I think it's, yeah, 16, it's got the numbers on it. 16, 18, 650s. Now, it only does, like, low ampage charging and stuff. It's not nothing mega. I think it'll do, like, an amp or something, or 1.5 amps, maybe. It's got a couple of fans in the back. It's got the connections for the power supply. Yeah, one amp, maybe just over. I don't know, I can't remember. Little screen on there and stuff, but it's decent, man. It's got software with it as well, which you plug in via the USB, and it'll do like cycle charges and tell you like which bits and pieces about each one. It's more because I buy mostly new cells anyway. Well, I've only ever bought new cells, but I've got it to just to run them through a few cycles just to make sure there's no duds or any problems or anything like that. And I can kind of, if I'm going to sell some batteries to people, then realistically I kind of need to do that. I need to run it through a couple of cycles, and then it will output all that stuff to like Excel and stuff. And I can just have a report of the batteries I used for that pack, and it's just a good thing to have, I think, really, especially if I'm going to put them on bikes and sell those bikes to people. Just so it's peace of mind for me and them, and it's also something to fall back on if there's ever an issue. The cells have been checked, do you know what I mean, prior to going anywhere. So that's cool. So, but I need a 5-volt 20 amp charger for it, and I've ordered one. I've ordered a Meanwell power supply for it, but it just hasn't turned up yet, like, so I can't use it at the moment, so I'm not going to get to use it on this one, which is not a major issue. It's not no big shakes, but I will start using that if I'm going to build some more batteries. Right, tea time. Oh, nice cup of tea. Lovely. Yeah, so let's get on and do some testing, I think. Shout out if anyone's got any questions or anything. I don't know if there's anyone actually in here anyways, but I'm just talking to myself. I generally just talk to myself anyway, so it's kind of a normal day for me. It's fine. Questions, comments, whatever you want. Okay, so why does that say 0? I don't like these caps on these flipping things. Am I doing something wrong? Ah. Idiot. My probe's not plugged in properly. I know there's something there. I was thinking, what, that's dead? I don't think so. Turn it off. Guessing you can probably just about see that. Not that I'm fussed whether you can see it or not. You don't really need to see it. You just need to know whether it's good or not. 3.6 volts. Maybe I'll do one side of this pack tonight, you know, because to be honest, I don't want to sit here doing this all night anyway. I just thought I'd get cracking on it. 3.6. Yeah, I just thought I'd get going, really. So I'm probably going to, I won't do the whole thing. I'll finish it off stream as well, to be honest, because it just stops me blabbering on, taking up time. These are all 3.6 so far, by the way. If they're any different, I'll say something. Until then, I ain't going to say anything. Good. Oh. Says I've got 2 viewers, and one of them's me because I got my phone on checking that it's working. So whoever the lonely viewer is, you know, talk to me, say something, say hello or something, call me something, call me a name, you know, whatever you want. I won't ban you, I promise. Don't even know how to ban you. No idea. Never banned anyone. Oh, that mic went red then. Is that because I keep banging this on? Is that really annoying? And I don't. Oh, God, that is quite annoying, isn't it? I'll stop doing that. I'll try and put them in gentler. That's probably really really going to upset people if they watch this back. So I've currently got one eye on a Bitcoin chart because I have some Bitcoin and I'm just keeping my eyes on it really. See how much it is. So I'm slightly distracted, but you know, not distracted enough to maybe like make something explode or set fire to something with these batteries, hopefully. So we'll see. Let's see what happens. I've been known to set fire to things with batteries. That has happened. No denying it. I'm trying to sort out this YouTube thing, man, because like previously it's my the latency is really high. I think my internet's not great anyway. I know that. It's like I've got like 5 meg upload, but trying to just a few different settings just to see if it'll can get it working a little bit better. I've got a better computer now, to be honest, than what I was using before. I was just using that Latte Panda Alpha before, which is actually, it was decent, but it just doesn't have a good graphics card in it now. I've got an Nvidia card that I can use for the NVENC and stuff, so it's actually a little bit better. It seems better anyway. I'm not dropping frames. I was dropping frames before because it was just using the CPU to render and stuff, but still latency on it. But hey ho. Every single one, 3.6. That is a good start, ladies and gentlemen. What was I going to say? Yeah, Latte Panda Alpha. That's what I used before. It's a great little single board computer. It's got an Arduino on board as well. It's pretty cool. You can dual boot OS X on it as well because it's got the same Intel processor as a MacBook. Comes with Windows on it. There's a little case for it and stuff as well. This is a sales pitch. I'm selling this. Drop a comment if you want to buy it. You know you want to. If you live outside the UK, then tough luck, 'cause I'm not sending it to you. Can't be bothered with that stuff. Oh, right. We'll go, shall we? What we need to do first is we need to put some protective paper caps on the end. So let's do that. Don't forget your protective paper caps, especially when you've got pieces of nickel spanning across batteries and just like stuff starts melting and it's not good. It's never going to turn out well. Oh, pulled the dot then, not the actual. A bit around it. I always forget about making sure people can see this stuff, or at least see what kind of what I'm doing. You know what I'm going to do as well? I'm going to quickly create a little scene that's got 2 cameras in. Give me 1 second. Video capture. Add existing. Boom. Yes, and then add another one. Video capture. Existing FHD. Now, where is the most unintrusive place to park at? Probably the top corner there, I would say. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, you can't really... Oh, God. What have I done? I've opened a can of worms right in the middle of the stream. This is just... No, it's just taking time, isn't it? Let's add one of those. 1 second. 1 second. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. I'm getting there. One of them. Put that down there. Put that up there. What am I doing? Why didn't I do this beforehand? Jeez. Just messing now, aren't you? Just messing. 1 second. Bear with me, bear with me. It's going to be done in any second now. Oh, I can't watch that. Oh, that's really annoying. Should have done it before. Trying frantically to try and make this work. 1 second. Just because I've got 2 cameras, and you'll probably see, maybe I'll see something on the other one if I put that down as well. Because otherwise, just it's all in the preparation, isn't it? You know, stuff that I never prepare, basically. Here we go, look, here we go. Stand by, it's coming, stand by. That's alright, that separates it. Boom, there you go. Got the one down here as well now. Yay. You can see the delay on it, can't you, on that GoPro? Beta software. Look at that. Cheap webcam. Better than the flipping GoPro. I suppose the GoPro is not meant to be a webcam, to be perfectly fair. So, meh. Meh. Ooh, interesting. I reckon it's about... I'm going to put some delay on the other one. I reckon it's about half a second. Let's say 300 to start with. Oh, not bad for a guess, is it that? Not bad at all. Oh, nice job. Right, okay, cool. I'm happy with that now. You can see the other camera just in case you're missing something, even though it's smaller, just in case you're missing something on the end. There's nothing in that corner of the screen, by the way. It's just literally you can see my microphone and a load of rubbish, so you're not missing anything in that top corner. That's why I thought I'd put it in. Tell me if you want me to turn it off, and I might do, but then again, I might not. I might not listen to a word you say, because there's no one here to tell me. It's just me. Me on my lonesome. I was thinking about streaming on Twitch, you know, because I can just put music on and not get banned on Twitch. YouTube is just a pain in the backside. Can't have any music on. Have to have royalty-free rubbish music. I suppose there is some good royalty-free music out there, which I could use, to be fair, but... Yeah, I'm definitely only going to do one side of this tonight, because I want to do some other stuff. I've got other things to do as well. It's definitely taking me twice as long, because I'm nattering and messing around with flipping cameras instead of just getting on with it. First of January, eh? Happy New Year to you all. Not that I really subscribe to that New Year garbage. So, in that case, is it Friday? I think it's Friday. It's Friday today, yeah. So happy Friday, everyone. New Year. I don't understand that New Year stuff. Not one day to the next, isn't it? It's just a day. Another day. Yeah, what I think I'll do with this is I think I'll do the other side. And maybe I'll just come back on stream just to and show you, because the other side is going to be exactly the same as this basically, so there's no real point me doing that. Maybe I'll just come on and show you the final product, or show you, just do the last bit, like wrapping it up or something. Bin, and that's not the bin, but it was close enough, within a meter, so I consider that hitting the bin. God, I need to tidy this desk. It's ridiculous, to be fair. This is the only clear space on this desk, and it was not clear before I started this stream. I'll tell you that much. It was absolutely filthy. I don't really need these paper things on because you've got a fair bit of protection. Well, actually, my little gaps where the nickel is going to be touching the negative. Those of you who don't know, and those of you who've never really looked at an 18650 or had anything to do with batteries, positive is right in the middle there. You can see that without it glaring. That's the positive right in the middle. And the whole case underneath that wrap is the negative, including that part, obviously. Which is why this lip at the top, coating it in like this non-conductive kind of barley paper, is just the best idea, really, because you get something gets hot and just melts through that straight away. You're gonna have the positive touching the negative, and this thing will just start raring into flames. If you like fireworks, then do it. If you're an imbecile, do it. And, you know, you want to do it. I need to think about this now because I need to think which end of this case is going to be the end with the controller in. So that doesn't matter. The end with the controller in is that one. And it's going to be... Sorry, I'm just doing this quickly off camera because that's just the way it is. This is a switch for on and off. That's kind of annoying because that means that the BMS has to be down there, but the controller for the two pos and neg is down there. That's going to be a long way off, isn't it? Anyway, I'm just going to have to join them, which is fair enough. I'm just working out which end of this case stuff is as to which way around this battery is going to be. This end has got the switch and the charging stuff in it, but this end has the controller in it, which needs the positive and negative straight to the motor controller. So I'm just wondering what's best to do. This is all based on negative. Positive is straight out, isn't it? That switch is going to be... That's going to be the switch on there, which is all I need for that. Then the charging is going to be this part. So maybe I'll put that down the far end and I'll just have... That's the charge negative, isn't it? And that's the actual negative. So one of these blues, I think, is the charge negative. It says on here. Charge negative, battery negative. I don't think I can't remember. It's been a while since I've done this. I think it's all negative on that side anyway. The positive goes straight out. So I think I'm going to do the BMS up that end. Am I? Slide it in like that. So that goes at that end of the BMS, maybe just sits on there like at the end, I guess. Probably better if it sits like that because it's the same sort of size that is. Sits on the end of the pack. So I'm going to do it like that. So the positive and negative will start this end, go all the way down here, jump over and all the way back. So the start points is the square ends basically. And this one with the one missing is going to be the midpoint, if you like, and I'm going to join those three underneath on that midpoint. I'm going to join those three together, so it's going to be like that. And I'm going to have a nickel across here joining this, not that long obviously, but that's going to join it, and then I'm just going to bend that over. You know what I mean? That's my plan. Okay, so that's the join part. This is the start part. That's all I need to know for now. So let's put some cells in. Negative. Let's start with the negative. Check these as I'm going because I've put a few of them a little bit skewy. Just being lazy and not doing them properly. Sorry, camera. That's a good question. What's that going to be? This is going to be. There's 5, isn't there? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Where around is that going to be? I might end up flicking, swapping all of these, mightn't I? Like a nana. Oh, we'll find out. That's good. Good. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be back to back like that. And it's going to be positives up, negatives up, positives up. And that'll be the negatives to start. Doing, mate. I'm happy with that. So as you can see, these are the parallels going in, parallel banks, and we're positive, negative, positive. Just flip flopping the sides. So there's 5. We're kind of uneven as we go down. That one's not on properly because I was rushing. Here we go. That should be the opposite side, which it is. Well done. Congratulations. They're a little bit bendy, these. I don't like these single cell holders, really. A little bit banana-y. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. But okay, so I've got that one in the wrong side. Should be in there. Lovely job. Get rid of that. Bin. Close enough. Close enough. See me doing that anyway there, can't you? I'm just shuffling them and fitting them in as I go. There we go. That's actually quite good. I thought they were going to be a bit looser, but with those, that's another thing with those paper caps. When you drop those paper caps on, it just tightens up the grip of the actual batch, the cell holder, which is nice. It just makes it. See, they were sticking out and like banana bending like this, basically. But they're not doing that, and it's those paper caps that are just make that fit tighter and make that just nice and snug like that. So it's going to be 2 of those basically tied together. It's going to be beautiful. And I said this is the starting negative, didn't I? Did I? Is that what I said? I think that's what I said. Yeah. And this one can be the starting positive, as that would be there. Yes, there you go, look. And when they get there, it's going to be that way, isn't it? It's going to be back like that. Go over there. And that will just fold together like that. And you'll have 2 packs. Just like that. So Yeah, that's over. That's where we start. So this, it just needs going together, and then sort of, yeah, that's on its own, negative on its own. That's what we need to do. I'm going to put a little black dot on it just so I remember, because I will bloody forget. In fact, I'll put a negative symbol on there. That's the main neg. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a couple of, in fact, I'm going to rip them out of there because I'll use them. So I know they're bad. These cells I've got in here are just no good, garbage. So what I do generally is get some cells. They're all like, or most of them are like 1 volt or 0 volts stuff. So just for setting up my my spot welder, because I haven't used it in so long. I'm sure it's about 20 milliseconds I used to use for the 25 maybe, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to do some test spots on these crap cells. Sorry about that again. Sorry about the noise. It's just the way it is. Yeah, I'm going to do some test spot welds on these rubbish cells. You can see I've done lots of test spot welds before on them. In fact, there's one in here which is absolutely destroyed from when I did a test on it. This one. I think this is one of the first ones I ever spot welded and tested. Look at that. I absolutely destroyed the positive. That is something you want to test on a rubbish cell and not on a brand new pack. You know what I mean? Doing that sort of stuff, which is why, just setup wise, I'm not going to use that one because it's absolutely wrecked. Setup wise, yeah, I just use these old not working cells just to test it out and see how it goes basically. Even though put all my strip up, haven't I? I'm just going to test it with some other strip I've got again. It's basically the same anyway. Got some. That's too thick. That's the same. Yes. I bought a hell of a lot of nickel from China recently. Like a hell of a lot. Like I bought about 3 kilos and I needed like, you know, maybe like 20 grams or something. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was, you know, but it was cheap. You spend like flipping 5 meters here for like 14 quid or something, and I paid like, God knows what I paid. It was much cheaper than that though, anyway. It was bloody cheap. So I bought a load. Right, what we on? We're on 35 milliseconds on the spot weld. I'm going to drop it down. We're going to try 25 to start with and see how we get on. Been a while since I've done this. Let's hope I don't flipping burn myself or blow myself up. Boom, we're in. It's quite tight. It's tugging at that. It's good. That's a good weld, that is. I like that. That is good enough by far. And I'm just going to jog it to 26. Just because. There we go. Yeah. So it's took the. You can't see that. I'm sorry, but you can see the holes in it. Look. So it's left the nickel on the battery. It's always good to test the positive and the negative side. Always weld slightly different, so it's always good just to test out the negative as well and see that your settings are working the same on the negative. It's always different. Forget which one needs a little bit more. See how easy to rip that off. See, that's not going to work for that. So let's go up to 30 on the negative. This is what we test, ladies and gents. Okay, that felt better. I saw the nickel bend as I did it, which indicates it was. That was a little better. It was on 35 before. What was I welding before on 35? can't remember what I was spot welding previously with 35 like that. What was I doing? God knows, it was on 35. Should I put it on 35? Let's test it out. I've got a little Sony, which is probably close to sort of actual cell material quality to what these LGs are going to be. So let's try 35 on that. Hey, that's nice. That's on as well. That's good. That's on. It's good. Let's see what it does to the positive. Because if it explodes, I was doing drill batteries with 18650s, so different nickel there. Different nickel I was using. Let's test that out. Okay, that's good. I'm going to stick with 35 for both because it's actually doing a decent job on both sides. So I'll stick with that. It doesn't work anyway, so I'm not really concerned about what it's doing. One of these dud cells back up on my shelf. Oh, my tea's going cold. That's not good. It's going to be cold. I don't like cold tea. It is cold. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, I've got some bits in here that are made to measure for these end parts. Made to measure they are. There's one of them. Good thing is, that nickel just fits nicely in between that slot as well. See that? Sorry about the glare. You can see that slot, these parts are raised in the corners. And that slot is literally 8mm wide, which is what this nickel is. 8mm by 0.2 of a mil. 0.2 of a mil thickness on this nickel. And that's just perfect. It just fits in there, nice and flat. Ideal, like it. So I don't need my little magnet, which I think is over there somewhere. So skip that for now. So let's get this welded on. First one in, here we go. Nice. Beautiful. Try and stay away from the centre on the negative, because that's where the middle of the roll is, inside the battery. Apparently it's not a good idea to weld straight onto it, basically. Not going to be much avoiding it here because I'm just about getting to the middle of there. That's good though. I like that. Nice. First one done. There we go. Just give you a quick show of it. I'm doing like three welds on each one, which is like 6 little spots. That's what it's going to be all the way through. Give you a view of that one. And I'm not going to bring it back up near the camera again because now you know what's going on, so you don't need to know anything else about it. Oh, jumping nickel. Yeah, so oh, you know what? Oh no, this is the negative, so this is actually the first negative. So this is just the parallel connections for the first negative. I don't need to. I was thinking I needed to link onto the positive, which I don't. That's on the other side. So there you go. A few people in here. If there's, if you want to talk to me or ask me anything or whatever, please go ahead. Try to answer any questions, or even if it's not battery related, you can talk to me. Talk to me, someone talk to me, please. Far in, how long have I been streaming for? Don't even know. 45 minutes already. Oh my god. And these are doubled through, so I might need a bit more power on these, but we'll see. They seem to be biting down just fine. Probe's getting hot already. I need to 3D print some sort of probe holder for this, just so you just don't have to hold. You can see I've got bits of neoprene rubber just wrapped, glued around the ends of it. So these just get hot, man. They're hot already. As you can imagine, with like 500 amps bashing through them, which is exactly what is going on here. Let me hold it down. It'll give me the amp reading if I hold it down. 468 amps estimated is what that says. Four volts during the pulse. I'm just going across there, see? Just crossing, doing it all. Show you that one. That's going to be your view of a finished one, and show you the other side when I link the two together, but that's all it is. Usually I put a bit of extra nickel on one that's on the end like that, just to extend it out by itself, but just because of the battery that it is, which is for a 250 watt motor and it's a 36 volt, it's just like, it's not going to be pulling a lot of ampage, and this nickel is way overrated for what I'm doing here, so there's just no need really. There's no need. In a bigger battery, then yes, but in this battery, not really. No need to do that stuff. Okay, let's see if we can get these. These might be a little bit big, as I can see here. They are a little bit big, so let's get that down there. Just do that. Snip it. Gotta remember just to try and keep little bits of nickel off the bench when you're doing this stuff, because the last thing you want is to flip this battery over and a little bit of nickel on here and it just connects two together and starts setting on fire. It's going to be really bad. It's not going to be a good day. In fact, the ideal thing to do for me would be to now put it on that piece of silicone. That would be the ideal thing. So I'm just going to chop the corners as well on these. See that? Show you on that little side cam. I'm just going to chop the corners just so they're not touching anywhere near the kind of rounding them off to sit on the positive. When they sit on the positive, they're nowhere near that negative then. I'll show you that. See how I've just took the corners off. I just don't like that stuff sticking out. Might just be me, but you know, better safe than sorry with this stuff. So that is exactly what I do. I just take those corners off all the time when I'm hitting a positive like that. Interesting that I may have I think I took a little bit too much off that strip. So I neglected to think about the actual raised up plastic that the nickel's got to just jump over, which makes all the difference when you're dealing with like these sort of small distances. Just doing 2 to start with, get it going. Okay, go back and just hit that positive with another one. Getting hot. Okay, lovely job. Just take the corners off that again. This nickel's just flying everywhere. Not good. Take a little bit less off that time because I took too much off before. There wasn't quite enough to spot that last bit. No, wrong. It's there. It's good, but it's just I've just neglected to notice that it's got to go up and over stuff, and over these little plastic connectors. Took too much off. Bloody hot. Here we go. Ouch. It's really hot. Ridiculously hot, in fact. Now roasting. So this is kind of much the same from here on out, to be perfectly honest with you. Much of a muchness, as it were, so it were. Just going to trim those. Let's leave it on that second. Put them either side so I don't connect them together just accidentally. It's not a great idea either. Even though I cut all these up, I did lay them out like I'd measured them and stuff, but they're still just a little bit long. Still want to cut the corners off. I don't know why you can't just buy these like stamped at the right size. Well, you probably can if you buy them like specific sorts, shapes, but God, I'm gonna have to have a rest with these in a minute. They're freaking roasting. Burning my hands, that is. Burning my hands. A bit of a guess, but I reckon that's good. Whoa! Shut off. I'm gonna have to use my little computer vacuum to Try and find all these bits of nickel later. Oh, jeez, my foot's killing me. Smashed up the ankle the other week. It's not great. Like, flipping 4 days before Christmas. Bad idea. God, it's stuck in there well. Don't even need to weld it. I do. That's it. That's the one. Lovely. I don't think my my latency is too bad at the minute. Uploading to YouTube, it doesn't look too bad from what I can see. Hopefully it's a little bit better than it was. It's not too bad at all. So if I do ever get someone on stream talking to me, you know, hopefully at some point I'll get someone who says something to me, you know, one day. Then I'll be able to answer like straight away and stuff. Feel like we're having a real conversation. How exciting will that be? Mega. Absolutely mega. Well, I think I'm going to show you this one. I think I'm going to jump off, to be honest, because no one's on, no one's chatting, and I want to put some music on. If I'm just sitting here doing this, which I'm going to continue to do, but yeah, I might just show you this little bit and knock it on the head, to be honest, so I can put some music on. Might even watch a couple of YouTube videos while I'm doing this, which is what I like to do, so you get the gist anyway. Get the gist of it. You can see what I'm doing. If you want to do one of these yourself, you can probably get a rough idea from watching this. Hopefully that helps you out. And you can also ask me a question or anything else. And if I don't know the answer, I'll point you in the direction of someone who does, because although I've not been on there recently, I am still part of the staff's forum, where all the guys who do some mega e-bike projects are, and they'll have all the answers in the world basically for you. If you've got questions about e-bike stuff, that's the place to go. Those are the people to ask. I'm simply an e-bike minion. I just fall around going, ooh, ah. Do you know what? It's actually nice just doing straight lines compared to the last battery, which was like weird shapes and everything. It's nice just being able to just work across a grid instead of thinking about which bit's next and where it's going. And lovely. Okay, so you get the gist. I'll knock it on the head. I'm going to do that. I'm going to finish these two. Well, not tonight. I'll finish the two over the next couple of days. But there you go. There's the other one. So you can see that if I take it. So you can see all the. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positives at the end, and there's the negatives into the next one. So we've got positive there. Sorry, the main negative comes up. That's the positive from that, and comes over into the next negative, which is the first series connection, and then we're back up here, and these two here is the next series connection, and so on and so forth, and then we're across on these two. And then once we've done the pack, connect it to the other pack, I'll do the other one the same. We're rocking and rolling. Wonderful. Electric power. Look at it. Power. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to depart and continue with this and listen to some music and watch some videos. Wonderful. Take it easy. See you later.